want to say I was about maybe 9 or 10 years old. My parents were living in an apartment and they were kind of ready to have us move into a home, and tired of living in the apartment and wanted to have a backyard for us. Just wanted to move into a home so that we could let our dog roam in the backyard. They didn't want to look into buying one as of yet because they were sending us to private school. So they knew it would just be something temporarily. My aunt said that she found a home for us, and that home was very close to the private school that we were attending. So it was perfect. So we were able to move in by the next month, and we moved in and everything was fine. It was a big, beautiful old home. It had wood floors. My dog was able to roam the backyard, and we were able to go to school just down the street. And since the home was old, my dad decided that the door that was the entrance to our bedrooms, he decided to put a huge bolt lock on it. One night when we were asleep, my dad had put the dog to the backyard, and we heard him barking at night because he didn't like to be put outside at night. And we didn't think anything of it. The next morning, when my dad woke up, he found our dog Coco had died. And he found pieces of meat that had like a concoction on it that looked like it was a green substance. So he just wrapped it up to somebody maliciously poisoning our dog. About a couple days later, we were getting ready for bed. We were in our PJs. Everybody was asleep. We heard footsteps in the kitchen. Somebody was pacing back and forth, walking around frantically, and it startled me, and I woke up. I started looking at the door, and I stayed in my bed. I gathered my blanket. I was terrified. I wanted to go run and call and tell my dad, but something just didn't let me move. I kept staring at the door because I could see at the bottom of the door there was light, and I could see somebody pacing back and forth, and there was movement in the kitchen. As I looked at the door, we had an old Mexican puppet that our parents had bought us when we visited Mexico last. And it was a clown puppet. As I looked up into the top of the door, I could see the clown puppet bouncing back and forth from the door because whoever was on the opposite side was trying to get in. I ran to my parents' bedroom and woke my parents up. My dad jolted out of bed, opened the door, and started running after whoever was in the house. My dad wasn't able to see who it was because it was so dark outside. About a week or so later, my parents had left us at our grandparents' so that they could go on a date with their friends, and they got back pretty late. We had been spending the night at our grandparents', so we didn't get to witness any of this. When they arrived back home, All four of them witnessed a man with his arm on the tire of my dad's car that was parked there at the house. He was leaning over like he was looking to either steal the car or steal car parts. So my dad looked over at his friend. They both jumped out of the car, kicked the guy over, and he was covered in ants. He had been there for hours. It turns out that that man had been in the house while we were gone, came out, and overdosed. When the police got there, we learned that all these people that came out of their homes were related to that man. And they were upset that we had moved into that house. That man that died of an overdose had been sent to jail and lost the rental house. He had gotten out of jail and was trying to get back into the house because that's what he remembered he was last. It was just the cue for my parents to move out, and it was just not a good situation for us anymore. So now I guess I can only imagine what would have happened that night if maybe my dad hadn't installed those bolts. I just know that it would have been very, very bad. And it also, as an adult, makes me very alert about who my neighbors are now, and making sure that I keep to myself now. I'm a little bit more aware.